Your awakening, your journey, your becoming your best self, your honest truth in each moment of your life is the best thing for everyone else and is the best thing that you could share with anyone else. Our awakening, our struggle, our process, our suffering, our becoming, our journey exactly as it is shows another human being what is capable, what a person is capable of, and what a person can experience in this lifetime. The truth of that, not something made up, or not a highlight reel, or not blips or excerpts of something, which, if they are true, then are useful, definitely. But if they aren't, then they don't serve us in the best way. They don't show somebody what is truly the human experience. And it's always when people share the truth about their life, the truth of any moment, the truth of who they have been and who they are now and who they wish to be. That always has the greatest impact, not only on them, but on anybody else. Because we all have that within us. We all have a connection to that, and we're all drawn to that when we see it, when we hear it, when we experience it through any medium, through any platform, in conversation, or even in some expression of art or a craft. We know the truth. We can feel it. We can feel it. And there's something in each of us that resonates with that strongly too. I don't think anybody ever loses that. And if anything, maybe we resist that. But the energy is still strong. And that's because as human beings, we all have that within us. And I think that very often we try to hide our journey. And in the same way that we try to hide ourself from ourself, right? Like I try to suppress my feelings or thoughts or things that trouble me. But I don't do that as a favor to myself. That doesn't help me to avoid the uncomfortable things. Because there will come a point in life where we have to face all of the things that we are running from. And you just better hope that when that point comes, that it's not too late for you to do something about it. And I really hope that point doesn't come for me or any of us when we're on our deathbed. Because that would be a tragedy. That would be a real tragedy. And I think we live our life, our whole life, just trying to avoid that regret at that point. We don't want to get there. But the thing is that there could be at any time, anywhere, in your home, outside, anywhere, anytime, any moment. You and me, boop, just gone, just like that. Just our physical form, just completely deleted from the earth that we once walked with our feet, and the air that we once breathed is our lungs no longer need. It's really crazy and surreal, But I think when we live life this way, then we really start to trust in each moment, because that's all that we have. This moment right now is all that you and I have. What are you doing with it? The next moment you'll find yourself in, and you'll ask yourself the same question. What am I doing in this moment? What can I be doing? What is the best thing for me to be doing? And if that involves sharing something with somebody, anybody or everybody, then you want to make sure that you're capturing as much as the reality and the truth of that moment as possible. Because that's what's going to help you, and that's what's going to help anybody else the most. Just the reality. I have been so ashamed and afraid in my podcast, and I have 90 episodes so far, so almost 100, and I think I'm just starting to get comfortable with at least knowing that I'm supposed to upload everything, no matter how ashamed I am to say it. I don't know if that shame will ever really go away. I don't know. I don't know. I only know that in 90 episodes I still struggle. And even the episode that I recorded today, even as I'm speaking, I can feel the shame in my body. So I don't know anything but that I'm just supposed to keep going and just supposed to pursue and share the truth anyway. That's the best thing that I can do for me, because it liberates me, and I know that it will liberate other people too, because my best friend is the epitome of truth, just the greatest lover and speaker of truth there is. And I've been so lucky to be in his life, and I've really experienced the liberation that comes from just witnessing somebody living their truth. It brings up a lot of resistance within you, especially if you are like me and had a lot of conditioning and were really severed from your own truth. It brought up a lot of really difficult things in me, and I didn't like a lot of things about him. I resisted a lot of things about him. But the more and more I started to live my truth, be my truth, share my truth, and live it just overall, the more admiration and respect and honor I have for him. And the more difficult I know that it is to live that way, until you cross a point where it's easier to live that way than it is not to live that way. And then the conditioning that you have lived for so long actually becomes the harder way to live. And I think when we reach that point in our human experience, then that's something to celebrate. Truly. It's a gift that I can no longer live in the discomfort. It's a gift that it bothers me so much in my mind, and I can feel it a lot more in my body today than perhaps I ever was able to in the first 30 years of my life, just walking around carrying all these unprocessed things and all these feelings and all these times in my life that I didn't stand up for myself. I didn't give myself what I needed. I didn't love myself. I didn't respect myself. I wasn't real with myself. I walked around like that for so long. But I'm so grateful that I can't live that way anymore. I really can't. The things that used to bother me so much before, not bother me so much before, or I can say the things that bothered me so much before don't bother me today. Some of them don't bother me at all today. Like, well, I mean, there's examples that I can think of that I'm still working through, like my appearance. That used to bother me so much, and I used to spend hours and hours of time working on my face and hair and picking out my clothes, and and even bleaching my skin. I mean, I've done all kinds of things because I didn't feel beautiful. And and now for me to do any of that today, I mean, I can't. I show up here with nothing, just coconut oil in my hair tied back. And I don't worry about my skin or the color of my skin or my appearance or I've realized that those things, not only were they creations of my mind, but they don't matter. They're not the truth of me. I'm not this body. That's not who I am. Who I am is the being that, and the energy that comes through this form that connects with you. Who I am is timeless and is not touched by any moment of life on the outside, on the external. It just isn't. It's untouched and timeless, and it just is. It knows the truth without any understanding, any logic, any reason, any explanation, any book, any science, any facts. It doesn't need anything, and it isn't any of those things. It just is. And so I share my awakening with you and my journey with you because I always want somebody else to see themselves in me. And that's important to me because when people have met me in my life, they've thought that I was always a certain way. And perhaps only I know how much I've struggled, or the long journey that led me to each thing about me in this moment today. So I see so much value in sharing our journeys because it makes it so much more, it makes ourselves so much more relatable. And if you truly want to change your life and change the lives of other people, then you've got to be fully honest in the moment when you create, when you share. That's the greatest impact that you can have on both your life and anybody else's. More than any other creation, perhaps. More than if I even maybe manufactured something or cut and chopped and edited this video. Maybe even so, maybe even more than an edited product that I was delivering to you, sharing with you. And I do find so much beauty in the art that we create, even the things that we edit and paint a certain picture and present a certain way. I find so much beauty in those edited works of art. But if I truly think of the greatest way that I could impact you or another human being, it would be just sharing my truth, sharing who I am in this moment. And I hope to do that more and more in my life. I hope to share and document each moment, as many moments as I can in my life. I think that would make for the best life and the greatest impact. I love you. Don't be afraid of your past. Don't be afraid of your journey. Don't be afraid of anything that led you here, to the beautiful person that you are today, to the person that you are today that has learned and grown from the person you were yesterday. That person you were yesterday was necessary to become who you are today. Wasn't she? Wasn't she self? Yes. I wouldn't be who I am today without her. So I share her. I share her openly because she's changed my life, and I know that she'll change the life of so many. I love you. Go share your truth. Go document your journey. It's the best thing that you can do for yourself and for anybody else. I love you. I'll see you.